Okay. So yeah, here's going to be a big jump here. So we'll say yes to the credit authorization. We'll say yes to the e-consent. And then there's a question about whether or not we have a co-borrower. So you can see down here at the bottom how much unfulfilled questions I've already done. But on this question where do I have a co-borrower, if I say yes, it's going to take me along all those questions. But if I leave it no and I hit next, it's actually going to skip right ahead past all the co-borrower questions right to the submission page. So we have our privacy agreement. We'll come down here. We'll say that we agree to the privacy policy. And then instead of saying next, it'll say preview. We can hit preview. And then on the preview here on the mobile side, we can see all of the answers we put to all of the different questions. So if we do have a answer that needs to be changed, like, oh, it's not my primary residence, it's, you know, whatever, then they can use the back button and they can navigate backward to the page that they missed, and they can fix the information, and then they can go forward again. Then if everything looks good, we'll just hit the done button here. So let me pause here real quick and see what the questions we have. See the bars starts up on the app. They can. Yeah, so it looks like, Amy, your question is affirmative. Yeah, I believe they can. Like if they start the 1003 in one environment, they can continue it in the other. Okay, yep, exactly. So yeah, good question, Amy, and thanks for helping me out with the answer, Caden. So when we have all the answers here, looking the way we want it to, we'll go ahead and hit done, and we'll go ahead and send in that loan application. It'll confirm that it was successfully sent, and then we'll have the thank you, I'll be in touch soon message from the loan officer. So I think we've covered, if you need me to show it again, I can, but I think we've covered how in the main training, how to adjust your notifications. I'll just touch on it here. You can always go to your account tab, and anything you need to update as far as how you're notified and about what, about via email, via text, via push notification when people create accounts, open their apps, submit loan applications. You can come in here to the account tab and just customize this any which way you want. And then beneath that, if you have other people working with you, processors, LOAs, whatever, if you need them updated via email, you can come in here and add their email to yours. Just separate them with commas. In fact, you can use commas and spaces or just commas. When I saved this earlier, I put spaces after the commas, but after I saved them, those spaces were removed. So I guess you don't have to put in the space if you don't want. But yeah, whatever changes you make here, do hit the save button down below. That will be an important step. Any questions about the different borrower logins or filling out 1003 loan applications? You're welcome to go ahead and ask. And if there's not any questions along those lines, I'm going to move on to document submissions and things like that here in a bit. Give about 15, 20 seconds, see if any questions pop up. That'll also allow me time to create a fake loan for my borrower here. Okay, not seeing any questions. So yeah, let me go ahead and add some fake details for my Billy borrower, and then we'll take a look there. So with Billy borrower over here, I'm going to go ahead and refresh my app. So after they've submitted the loan application and or the loan has been started, you'll notice that the prompting to fill out the loan application goes away. And now when we go back into the My Loan section, and actually one thing, I forgot to add the milestone of the application. I'm doing things artificially that you're going to do naturally in Encompass. So now that we have a loan started, the My Loan page now is going to show us the details about our current loan. So we'll see first off up near the top that we have the loan progress, and we have we're on the milestone called appraisals ordered. Some people get a little confused at this because it says appraisals ordered, which is like a past tense. So they think, oh, the appraisal's already been ordered. But the way you got to think of all the milestones is the one you see here on this page is the one that we're currently working to complete. So the appraisals haven't been fully ordered and received yet. If I tap on this, then this actually makes it a little clearer. So I can see any milestone that has a checkbox next to it. Those are the ones that are done. The one that is circled is the one that we're working on, and all the ones that are yet to come are just this kind of light gray circle. So a borrower can more clearly, I think, on this page, see exactly where they are in the whole step. Plus, they get a nice description of what it means to be on each particular milestone. So they can just be aware of the entire process here from start to last. So when it comes to documents, when you start a loan with Encompass, there's going to be a list of documents that just appear automatically. So this is like a preset list that your admins have determined. These are the documents going to be on every loan. After we submit a loan application there, I will show you how to go in and customize the list of documents here. But let's go ahead and look at scanning a loan here. So, or scanning not a loan, scanning a document here. So I'm going to use the same image as I've been using, but I'm going to go ahead and tap on, like, let's say the next one I want to scan is the 2 months of bank statements. Whenever a borrower goes to scan a document, they will have the option, and this is a very, very new feature, to be able to go ahead and send a document or take a picture. So that's actually something worth touching back on the remote side or the website here. Let's go back to the dashboard. So from the web dashboard, a borrower has the same list of documents, but you notice the button here says upload, and when we click upload, it just asks them to choose the file. So from the web side, they are only able to upload documents. They're not able to scan from the web-based environment. But on the phone side, they will have the opportunity to either take a picture of the document and therefore scan it, or they can choose to upload a file. Now, from the mobile app, when you're uploading a file, it does have to be a PDF file. It can't be an image file. So let's go ahead and go the take a picture route, though. And when taking a picture, they're going to be asked what filter they want to use. And as long as it's a text-only document, we definitely recommend the black and white filter. The black and white filter is going to have the document look like a nice scanned document as opposed to just a picture of a document that someone took with their cell phone. Of course, because of the resolution, if we do have like a photo, like if it's a photo ID, they might want to choose something like the requested in color or grayscale. And I'll show you the difference here in just a minute after I scan the document. So I'll hit OK. And the first time a borrower scans a document, I'm going to hit the question mark in the upper right-hand corner. The first time they scan a document, they're going to get these little tips and hints along the way. But after they scan the document once, they can always hit the question mark to review those tips, but they will no longer pop up automatically. So we'll just go ahead and line up the document as best we can based on the little viewfinder windows there. We'll hit the button. And we got a question. So when we get the tax rates and adjust, so when we get the tax rate, Texas tax rates adjusted, or should we just explain the customer they should estimate property taxes are not correct? I'm not sure I'm understanding the question. Are we talking about on the calculator end of things, Tim? I want to make sure I'm understanding. My brain's doing a little gear shift from scanning documents to taxes. Here, I'm going to wait for your clarification. And depending on what we're asking about, I might also ask our admins to help me out with that one. But continuing on here, so if you have a contrasting desktop background that contrasts with the document itself, like in this case, I have a black desktop desk and my document is white. Therefore, the auto cropper does a very nice job of automatically finding the corners. But if we ever need to, we can grab any of these corners and make the adjustment. So go ahead and hit crop. And then we'll get to the edit page. Now let me show you on the different filters. So if we go to the edit page, we can always adjust the color. And when we adjust the color, this is where we have the option to choose like a different filter. Let's say I started with black and white, but now I want color or grayscale. I can go ahead and tap on that and choose color instead. So the color is a color photo, and grayscale is like a black and white photo. But again, for most text-only documents, we recommend the black and white one because it's going to cause it to look like a nice scanned document. Now we do see areas on here where we have the different areas that are kind of too dark and make it too difficult to read. But what we provide here is a nice contrast slider. So the further left I go, it makes everything darker and darker until eventually it blackens out. And to the right, I go lighter and lighter until eventually it whitens out. So just when adjusting the contrast, you kind of start either on the little light end or little dark end, and then you just slowly adjust it until you can see everything you need to see. And then you hit the done button, and then you got a full page document here. So let's say it's a multi-page document. We can just go ahead and hit the add page button down below. And then when we do that, we're on page 2, and it reminds us at the very top and in the shutter button that we are on page 2. So I'm going to go through page 2 more quickly here. I want to show you, some people are concerned about the time it might take to scan pages on a document as if it takes a long time, but I want to show you it's actually a very fast procedure once you get used to it. So go ahead and line up our document, hit the shutter button, let the auto cropper do its thing, make any minor adjustments we need, hit crop. That'll bring us up to the edit page. In this case, we only have to just bring up the contrast a little and hit done. So page 2 took literally 10 to 15 seconds. And, you know, adding page by page, because you do have to scan each page individually, but the more you hit add page, you're adding multiple pages to a single PDF file. And you can come back and edit, like if you scan 4 pages and you want to go back and edit page 2, no problem. So go ahead and hit send here. And depending on how many pages the document is and how good one's internet or data connection is, when we hit send securely, it should be a pretty quick upload. That 2 pages just went up there lickety split. I'm using my office Wi-Fi, which would probably be better than like if you're out in the boonies relying on a data signal, but still a very good secure upload. And we are SOC 2 compliant, so we should be able to you know, get these documents securely uploaded, and the loan officers be able to retrieve documents in Encompass. And I'll get to Tim's calculator question. Oh, actually, I think Anthony's actually addressing it. Thank you. I'll peek at it too to make sure if there's anything else I need to contribute. But for the documents, what I will say is that no one can view a full page resolution document on their phone after the borrower has sent it. Even the borrower themselves, if they go to their scanner tab at the bottom and go to drafts and sent, then we have the documents, one I sent earlier today and one I sent just now. So what I can see about the document that I've already sent is I can see its name, I can see its status, when it was created, when it was sent, how many pages it is, and I can see 2 small thumbnail images of that document. But I cannot see, even as the borrower who sent it, I cannot see the full resolution document on my phone. The partners and the borrowers, or the partners and the loan officers can't either. The borrower here, if they need, they can go ahead and resend it or delete it as a draft, so it's not even available to resend. But realtor partners and loan officers from their phone, they're only going to see an environment that looks like this. They're going to see the documents that have been requested. They're going to see the documents that have already been sent, and they can scan documents on behalf of the borrowers if they need. All right, so I think, yeah. Okay, so let me, we might have someone else coming in here, or another question coming in here. So say someone sends a doc where the resolution isn't great. Do you have the capacity to adjust it on your end? Actually, that is a great question and an important one. So when the borrower is scanning documents and they're in that edit phase, they're able to edit. It's not yet a PDF file. It's just like an image in our little built-in image scanner calculator, or not calculator, image scanner editing tool. But once they get to the end and hit done and submit it, it's changed into a PDF file. And no, it cannot be edited by the loan officer on the receiving end. So let me go into, oh, sorry, I have to change my cursor here. So let me go into a little video I have, and I can make these videos available to you if you need. But I have a little document retrieval video. So let's talk about retrieving docs here. So first off, the environment you're going to want to use for the Simple Nexus from within Encompass is you're going to go into your Loans tab. In the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to go ahead and go into the Forms area. So we'll go ahead and see the little Forms tab there in the bottom left. And then we're going to be able to go into the Simple Nexus. It'll either say Simple Nexus or Synergy 1 or S1. It'll be either our name or some variation of your name. And then in here, when a document has been submitted, we can see over there on the left-hand side in the red font, there's this little 0 files received from Simple Nexus, 1 pending. So that 1 pending tells us that we have at least 1 document that we're going to be able to retrieve documents for. So we'll go ahead and hit the Retrieve Documents button above that, and this little pop-up window will appear kind of divided left and right. The left-hand side will see all the pending documents. So if they've uploaded 5 documents, we'll see 5 document names here. So we click on the one that we want to preview, and then over to the right, we'll get the full preview. And it's a PDF file, so we can zoom in, we can scroll around. We cannot edit here, but we can get really in close and make sure that everything we need to see is visible. Now, if there is a problem with the document where we need the borrower to rescan it, we'll go ahead and hit the Reject Document button down here at the bottom. And when you reject a document, it'll confirm the name of the document, and you can select a reason why or type in a reason why you want the borrower to take another crack at scanning it. Actually, here the video went a little faster than I was ready. Sorry. So when you reject a document and you include a message, the borrower will get that message on their app saying like, please rescan pay stub, the image is too dark, thanks, whatever the message you want to type. And then when they go back to the My Loans section of their app, then before where it had the checkbox and the little plus sign had disappeared, now they're going to get like a little exclamation mark indicating to them that they need to pay attention to this line, and then the scan option will be there and they'll have to rescan the document. So another question here, also through the web environment, if they upload a JPEG or some sort of that, is that automatically converted to a PDF? You know what? I don't remember, so let's try it. So let me go over to the Synergy one. Let's upload. I have some, here's my test loan officer image file, so let me hit open. And it appears to have uploaded. Yeah, and it checked it off the list. So you can definitely upload an image file. Let's go into the, well, this actually also let me get in to show you the doc inbox. So it did convert it to a PDF. So we see this, because I have like male and female loan officer image files that I use. So yeah, it converted it to male_1.pdf. So you do have a doc inbox built into your online dashboard. We provide this tool because not all of our customers do have an integration like with Encompass. Like we don't integrate with every LOS, and not every LOS integration we can do a full documents integration with. So we provide the doc inbox. But for you guys using Encompass, I would recommend sticking with Encompass as much as possible and not using this as much. Although I will say from here in the doc inbox, when we go in, oh, here, let me finish one train of thought here before I move into another. So when you're retrieving a document in Encompass, let's say there was nothing wrong with the document and we want to go ahead and add it to the Encompass folder. So we'll go ahead and hit Add to Encompass. And then depending on how your company has it set up, it'll either go to an unassigned folder, or you can specify the E folder you want to add it to. Now, I do want to note here that once you import the document into Encompass, then we remove it from the Simple Nexus side. So it is important to note the E folder location because then if you can't find your document, it's going to be buried somewhere in Encompass. And it would actually take our developers to be requested to go in and like from the backup of the server retrieve a document or have the borrower resubmit it. So definitely note the E folder location when you're importing the document. Now that said, going back to my train of thought on the doc inbox, documents are only available to do things like delete, reject, preview, and download before Encompass has a chance at them. And since all of these functions are built into Encompass, again, I would actually recommend you not use the doc inbox for documents unless you just want to use it to kind of see what was submitted and when. But going in here, since we wanted to see, we can go ahead and preview an image here. So this is a PDF file, albeit a PDF file that was originated from a JPEG file. And one thing I will say that you might use the doc inbox for as a loan officer. If a loan officer scans a document, like if you just go to Scanner, take a picture and scan a document, you might have a document you want to scan for your own personal use. So when you scan the document on that last page where you hit send, you can choose to send it to your own doc inbox, or you can assign it to a particular borrower. If you assign it to a borrower, like Jen Borrower or Billy Borrower, then you'll retrieve the docs through Encompass like you always did. Even though you scanned it, you'll still retrieve it through Encompass. But if you scanned a document for your own use, then actually Encompass won't grab it, because Encompass will only grab it if it's attached to a borrower. But instead, when you come into the doc inbox, you'll see your name as the owner, and then yes, you can come in here and delete it, preview it, download it, or if you assigned it to yourself, but then you want to assign it to an app user, then you can go ahead and do that. So again, like if I assigned it to myself, but then it needs to be attached to Jen Borrower, I can just go ahead and tap on that, assign to Jen Borrower, and then Encompass can grab it once it's assigned to an app user. Okay, I think I've covered a lot of the pre-requested issues that we want to cover. So I definitely want to know what you guys want to see. If you have any questions about anything I've shown you or anything I haven't shown you, please feel free to ask. If you want me to log in to the dashboard or the app as a different type of user, a partner, borrower, I'm happy to show you whatever you want to see here. And that includes our admins in the group. If there's something you want me to show, feel free to shout them out.
This is a pretty quiet group compared to this morning.
Yep.
So while some questions will be popping in and stuff, I just wanted to reiterate some of the questions that were asked this morning, and to let everybody know, you do have the ability to test out the system as a user. Please do so. Download the app as a borrower. Go in and log in as a borrower. Create an app. Test it out, use it. That's the only way you're going to get good at this to help your borrowers through a problem or a situation that they need help on, is the more you familiarize yourself with the system, both on your phone or a mobile device and the web version, so that you can go through those. And Stanley can show you a good way to use email addresses and alter email addresses. That way you can run several test things. If you do create test loans and download them into Encompass and you want me to get rid of them, of course, just contact customer service to get rid of them when you're done. But feel free to test the system out, utilize it. It's only to your advantage. The more you use it, the more you get familiar with it.
Absolutely. So yeah, I have three things then that I can show you here. So let me start with Anthony's comments here first. So as far as creating test users, because in our system we use email addresses as usernames. So it's important that every user, like, every loan officer, realtor, partner, and borrower, have a unique email address. So if you kind of refer to my little box here in the upper right-hand corner, a username, or excuse me, an email address is essentially a username at a domain name. So like username@gmail.com. So let's say my username is, I'm just going to make something up simple, John Doe @gmail.com. So Gmail has a really cool feature built into it that we use a lot for testing on our end. So of course, our system doesn't care if it's a valid email address or not. If you create a test borrower and you call it like blah, blah, blah @example.com, we'll take it as long as it's a unique email address that you're creating. But a lot of times the testing you're going to want to do, like if you're going to want to verify with a particular borrower, like you're signing in and it wants to verify by sending you an email, you do want that to be a live email. So Gmail has an alias system built into it, where if you take a valid Gmail and username before the @ symbol, you hit the plus sign, you can put in like any number you want. It can be a short number or a really long number, it doesn't matter. And every username every username plus a number @gmail.com, it'll still arrive in your inbox like an alias email address, so which is really cool and helpful. But what you can also do is like you can create a different number per test user. So like if you have test borrower 1, then test borrower 2, then test borrower 3, you can go ahead and create as many of these alias addresses as you want, and then all of them will show up as unique email addresses in our system. And if you need to receive emails from these alias emails, you can do that. So as you're creating test partners and test borrowers, again, just make sure that you're using different email addresses per test user you create. So yeah, Anthony's addressed the question on the 1003 about the employment. Okay, perfect. And then Sharon's question, oh, actually, no, I think we had a question earlier. Tyler, how to assign a realtor partner to an existing loan application? So that is a great question. So let me talk a little bit about going back to the Share app page. So first off, we've already talked about like every loan officer and every realtor partner gets their own, oh, shoot, my phone would go to sleep right then, gets their own dedicated share link. So by default, whoever shares the app with the borrower, that's who the borrower is going to see on their app. So let me, sorry, I'm turning off someone's video here. Sorry, I'm waiting for my phone to reflect again. Come on, I apologize, everyone. So if we come over to our app users page, oh, there it was. Come on, phone. Okay. So if we come over to our app users page, we can see the assignments that are already there. So we can see that in this case, all three of the borrowers that I've created are assigned to just the loan officer, Stanley Demo. So to answer the question here, if you want to make the assignment, so like say Billy Borrower here, yeah, he's assigned to Stanley Demo, but now I want to assign him to Jane Smith, the realtor. All I have to do on the app users page is just select Jane from this list. And the borrower will not have to log out and log back in. They will not have to reinstall the app. The app merely has to be refreshed. And it'll refresh itself every like couple of 3 to 5 minutes. But also if anyone wants to manually refresh the app, like if you make a change and you want to see it live right away, just touch your finger up where the Synergy One logo is and drag your finger in a downward motion like that. And then you'll see that little pinwheel checking for updates. And then when it's done, it'll just reflect the new information right away. So now we see that Jane Smith is now the co-branded realtor partner. I can see Jane's picture, logo, contact information, and I can see like she has like a Zillow realtor page that I've set up for her. So yeah, no matter who shared the app, let's say one of your realtor partners is retiring or moving, or maybe you had a falling out, whatever the case may be, you have the final say how your borrowers experience the app. So you can come in here and reassign the partners anytime you want for any reason you want. Reading through. So does the realtor partner get notifications once you add them to the loan flow? I think if you do it the way I did it, I don't think so actually. So when it comes to realtor partners, if we go back to the partners page, you can control the notifications they receive. So like Jane A. Smith here, we can see that we have a few options. First off, there's one that people tend to ask about. It's make partner the primary contact in the app. The primary contact has to do with who shows up on top and who shows up on bottom. And whoever shows up on top, we're also going to see their logo as well. So by default, we actually make all the partners the primary contact because getting them excited about sharing the app is how you're going to get them to share the app. If they're not excited about it, they're not going to share it, and therefore no leads for you. But if I want to, I can go ahead and not make Jane the primary contact. And then when I refresh the app, then we see the loan officers on top with the loan officer's logo, although the realtor partner's contact information is still there. But again, that's a choice you can make, but we recommend making them the primary contact because that's what's going to get them excited to feel some sense of ownership to share the app. Now, when it comes to other notifications, they can be notified when people install the app, when they just use the app, when a milestone is reached, and when a document is uploaded. So as far as your question, Tyler, about are they notified when you just manually assign the app user to the realtor partner? I don't think so. They won't be notified until like the next milestone or the next document has been triggered. Well, actually, they will be notified about app usage though. So like if you manually assign them and then they just open the app to use the calculator or the Learn tab or whatever, then the realtor partner can be alerted that way. But as far as just general usage, if the realtor partner shared the app, then the loan officer will be notified when the borrower installs the app and creates their profile. So hang on, let me looking at a back question here. I'm the loan officer recruiter, but not a licensed loan officer. Can I still have a customized app as a tool to wow the potential recruits? Oh yeah, it looks like Anthony answered that one as well. So yeah, that's more of an internal question for you. As far as we're concerned, you can have as many profiles as you want, but that'll be up to your admins. Okay, I think we're up to date on questions, and I'm happy to answer more. I have about 15 to 17 more minutes here where I can answer any questions you have. So lay them on me if you want to see a scenario or anything you want. I'm happy to answer them.
Stanley, can you go ahead and give them a snap screenshot of the Simple Nexus input form in Encompass and how to link and show where there's documents to be downloaded from the file itself?
Yeah, so we're talking about like on the Forms tab?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so let me go over here and bring this up. Okay, yeah, so again, when you, on any loan with an app, or actually, yeah, so let me show you an already linked loan, and then I can also get into how to manually link a loan. Like if you had a loan already started, but the borrower has not downloaded your app yet, I can get into that as well. So first off, assuming that the borrower is connected to their loan with their app user. So again, we'll go into the loans, the Forms tab, and then underneath it, either Simple Nexus or some variation of Synergy One. A few things we can see here is we can see like their milestone progress, their loan progress here. We can see the documents that have been requested. So again, like these, there's like 5 or 6 documents that a company generally has us request of the borrower automatically. But you can come in here and you can modify it on a loan-by-loan basis. So you can come in here and click the X on any of these lines that you want to remove, or you can hit the request button down below if you want to request a new document. And when you request a new document, it'll pop up and it'll ask you for the document name. It'll ask you if you want to leave a note, and the note's just like a message that'll show up on their app. So like if you did a scenario where you asked for like their bankruptcy paperwork and you left a message on their app saying like, hey, I'm going to need your Chapter 13 paperwork as well, please. You can go ahead and make that request in there. You can even put a due date in there, like, you know, so they know when you need those documents by. Now, as far as, let me get into a different video here, and forgive me, I don't have direct access to Encompass. I have to do all my Encompass stuff by way of
no worries.
videos.
But while you're doing that, I want everybody to know that everybody has access to
link loan.
So your processor, your LOA, anybody could actually go in there to request documents or link files or something like that. So that as he's showing you all this, know that your whole team can do this.
Perfect, and that is a good note because we often get questions about LOA and processor access and that kind of thing. So mostly Encompass is the way you're going to want to have them work on things, because if they need access to your dashboard, usually the dashboard is mostly about managing the users, like the partners and the app users. But you know, LOAs and processors don't. You should be able to work most of the loan stuff on the Encompass side of things. So, so when it comes to a loan versus an app user, so they're made a loan when their loan is created in Encompass, and they're made an app user when either through the web or mobile portal, they go ahead and put in their information and our system creates them as an app user. That said, the two have to be linked together. Otherwise, the app user can go into their app and not see any of their loan details, or a loan without an app user, you know, no one can read it. So that said, when a borrower submits a 1003 through the app or the web and you import that loan, the two are linked automatically. Now, if you have a loan already started in Encompass, but then the borrower afterwards goes in and installs the app and creates, usually as long as they use the same name and email address, they'll also link automatically. So what I'm going to show you here is a bit more on the rare side, but I want to show it to you anyway so you know where it is and where it exists. So we opened a loan here, and there's no app user assigned to it. Like all the requested documents and progress, it's all empty. And now we have this button over here that says link loan. When I go ahead and click on that link loan option, it'll pop up a window with 2 choices. I can either find an existing app user or I can invite a new app user. So let's do that second scenario first, where they have a loan started, but the borrower has never downloaded the mobile mortgage app. Well, I can invite them through my phone or through the dashboard, but I can also come in here and hit invite new user, and I'll have the option to either invite them with a text message, this SMS option. It'll have their phone number from their loan file, and it'll pre-populate this message right here. Or if I don't want to send a text, I can send it via email, and the same thing, it'll get their email and it'll have this pre-populated message. And then what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and hit send. They'll get the text or their email, and again, they can download the app and then choose to get started. And if they use the same information, it should link them automatically. Now, let's say we're in a scenario where you have the loan in Encompass, and you can see they're an app user on the Simple Nexus dashboard, but for some reason the two didn't link up together. So you need to manually link the loan to the app user. So that's what this Find an Existing App User option is about. So we'll go ahead and click on Find an Existing App User, and it will talk to the Simple Nexus dashboard, and it will come up here and give you a list of all of your app users. And you can choose this little checkbox to show only app users not already linked to a loan in Encompass. So I'd recommend you make sure this box is checked. So then you go find the borrower here on this list, and then when you select the borrower here by clicking on their line and then clicking select, then you're manually linking the loan to the app user, and then you'll see all these additional information appear, and then the borrower will be able to see their loan on the app as well. And then if you ever need to unlink an app user from a loan for any reason, once a loan is linked, you'll have this little unlink button. And so you can choose then to manually unlink a loan or an app user from a loan, and then you can link it to a different app user, link the old app user to a different loan, whatever you need to do. So another question here, since I see the Fairway Mortgage, that Fairway Mortgage has also in your system, can a realtor have more than one mortgage company's app downloaded? Oh, great question. So yes, we actually have the realtor partners have a lot of leeway to be connected with multiple loan officers. So I guess the best way to say this is just to describe two scenarios. So let's say one, like you were talking about Fairway. Yes, we do Fairway's mobile app just like we do yours. So if a loan officer from Synergy One and Fairway invite the same realtor partner using the same email address, we do allow that scenario. So like you were saying in your question, the realtor partner will download two different apps. So on their phone's desktop, they'll see the Fairway app and the Synergy One app, and they go in, they hit get started on both of them. They can use the same email address, and then on one app they'll see the relative information to that company, and then for the other app, the other. So let me give you a different situation though, where say two loan officers, both from Synergy One, invite the same realtor partner. Well, that's okay too. So essentially what they'll do is they will download the app from the first loan officer, and they'll hit get started and get signed in. Then say loan officer 2 invites the same realtor partner. Well, what we'll actually have the realtor partner do is to uninstall the app and then reinstall the app with the second loan officer's share link, and then go through the same get started process again. When they do that, then they will be in their online dashboard, they'll be associated with two different loan officers of the same company. Now, they're only going to see one loan officer on that same company link at a time. So what they're going to do, so when they go to their contact page on their app, it might be easier to show you. It might take me a couple of minutes. That's the only reason why I'm hesitating showing you instead of describing it. But when they go to their contact page where you see all your partners, they're going to see a section called servicers, and they can see every loan officer they're associated with from the same company. So if they're associated with two loan officers, they can just go into their app under the contacts tab, and they can choose either one of them to be the quote unquote default loan officer. So if they're wanting to look at the loan scenarios from loan officer 1, they can just go ahead and make that one the default. Then if they want to switch and go to loan officer 2, they can make that switch very simply. So sorry I wasn't prepared to show that, but I hope the description helps. I don't see the Simple Nexus button under the Forms tab for my borrowers.
I'll answer this one, Stanley. Shoot.
Oh, okay, please.
So in Encompass, so everybody knows, when has to do with the loan app when it was created. When the loan was created is when the input forms get put into the file. So all of them are there. It's just which ones are visible or which ones are not visible. So if you don't see it, you just have to go to the bottom of the form screen and say show all, And if you want, show all in alphabetical order to find it faster. But it just means that simply the loan was created before it was actually in the default view settings. Other than that, it is available on all loans.
Perfect. All right. So I probably have time for 3 short questions or 2 longer ones. So if we have any, I'm happy to take the last few minutes and answer any more questions. We've had some good questions come up.
Very good.
I tend to be familiar with the.
While any questions may be coming in, I want to say thank you very much, Stanley, for your time on this. It's been very helpful for everyone. I want to thank everyone who showed up for actually both sessions. There were several of you that did that too. That tells me you're taking this seriously and looking to utilize this for you and your clients and partners in the process. We are going to be doing a series of shorter sessions over the coming weeks. Stanley is helping us out on that too, where we're going to do one on your partners, solely just on the partners and how to link them and what they see and different things like that. So a quick tutorial in that. And then one on your dashboard on how to manage your dashboard and what you can and can't change in there and that sort of stuff. So keep taking in the information, keep utilizing the app, keep testing things. The more you use it, the more it's going to be comfortable, the more you're going to benefit in the long run. So with that, I really want to thank you, Stanley. I appreciate all your expertise in this.
My pleasure. And yeah, I'll say, even though the people who came to both trainings probably saw a lot of the same stuff, I'll say because of the question factor, like we didn't cover 2 LOs for one realtor in the first session. So yeah, the people who came to both are definitely gaining the unique questions from both perspectives.
Absolutely.
All right.
And that I should have thanked too is all those that are asking questions, because that's how everybody learns. Those that step up and ask the questions, that's because there were several people that wanted to ask it, maybe couldn't find the log where to type it in or something like that. But thanks for everybody for participating.
Perfect. So yeah, I haven't seen any questions come in a few minutes now, and you're most welcome, Linda. So should we go ahead and call it a couple of minutes early?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Well, again, thanks everyone for letting me be part of your training. Look for those invitations coming out soon, and best of luck moving forward. Again, if you do have any questions, I guess I'll end kind of over here. If you do have any questions along the way, go to your help and support page of your online dashboard, and you have a couple of resources here. You have a phone number and an email that you can use. Our support is standing by ready to help you. You know, we are not 24-hour support. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., but we are fantastic support, because I know 24-hour companies, it doesn't matter when you call, you're going to be on hold for 20 minutes waiting to get a hold of someone. We do not do that. I'd say 99% of the time you're going to get someone answering right away, and on the very rare event where we are all engaged on calls at the same time, you're simply asked to leave your voicemail with, you know, your contact info and a brief description of what you're dealing with, and then we call you back as soon as we're able, and it's usually just a few minutes. Similarly with email, of course, you can shoot an email to us anytime you want. Our goal during business hours is to initially reply to all emails within the first half an hour of receiving it. So if the reply might be, hey, we're looking into your issue, or might be, hey, can you give me some more details about the issue? But you're going to get a reply very quickly. So anyway, good luck moving forward, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.